It's morning. It's a good morning here in Ghana, Africa. And I hope you are enjoying the morning so far. It's a bit about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm having my breakfast. I decided to have a chat with you guys to just say hello. So I'm taking in rice and palm oil soup for the breakfast. So you are all invited. But before I eat, I normally drink a bit of water. So let me take a bit of water. So I'm gonna take a bit of water. I have not created content for a while. Let me try adjust my camera a bit. Yes, I have not created content for a while because you all know I lost my mom, and we need to work on getting the funeral done and all that. But I hope that now that everything is done, I'm going to get time to do more content for you. So let me know in the comment section the kind of content that you think will resonate well on my channel. So let me know. So first of all, I need to start eating. So you're invited. I take my rice. And then, the soup is made from palm nut, right, and also comes with cow foot or cow feet, and they normally call it how do they call it? They call it kotoje. There's a cow knee that is used to do this. So it's a very lean breakfast as well. So far, so good. I think my content hasn't been that bad. I have seen my content perform to that extent. I have had a couple of criticisms here and there, but I think all has been good. Let me bring my camera forward a bit. So I've had a lot of criticisms as well, but I think it has all been good. What are you eating for breakfast this morning? I am taking palm oil soup and rice. You know, rice is very popular in Ghana as well. A lot of people eat rice as well. And you know, we have a local food called wache, also made from rice. So, you know, breakfast in Ghana is something different. People take rice even during breakfast. So this is the wache. Yeah, I'm taking a different alternative. I'm taking with rice soup, with palm oil soup. So let me know your perspective so far, and if you haven't also check out my shop, it's time to check out my shop to see what is really happening on my shop. I have posted new merchandise, of new merch on my shop as well, where you can, as a matter of fact, buy one for yourself, buy one of my merchandise for yourself. This time I've introduced a particular type of design that's more to do with African foods, and for that matter Ghanaian foods. So you're going to find some of my shirts with Ghanaian food inscriptions on them, like fufu. And if you don't know about fufu, is spelled F-U-F-U. So you can just Google F-U-F-U, that is fufu, and you're going to know, see the food I'm talking of. I also have something also from another side of Ghana. I have wache, which is a northern food. I have chilza, which is also a northern food. So you can just Google to find out the meaning of those foods. So my shop is ready with new merchandise, brand new designs. That is, I mean, there for you to buy, wear, and feel proud about my channel, support my channel, and as a matter of fact, also show people that you are an African. But even if you're not an African and you want to celebrate African, you can buy one of my shirts on my merch as well. Nice shirts, and they are properly made. I mean, made with quality materials and so on and so forth. You can choose a choice. Like I said, I have fufu, I have banku, and then I have wachi, I have tuzabi. Then which one did else that I do I even have? I think fufu, wachi, tuzabi. There's another one that I also have in addition to it. And I'm also giving a discount of 5% on some of my new merchandise. I'm giving 5% on that. So if you are willing to buy one, please don't hesitate to buy one. Make sure you buy one too for your friends and family. In case you are not from Africa or you haven't lived in Africa, you don't know the meaning of those foods, just go to Google, you Google them, and then you are going to find the meaning of them. Actually, the fufu one is a local Ghanaian food that is made from cassava, pounded cassava, and then plantain or cocoyam. Then we have the wache that is made from rice, colored with millet, so it's sorghum leaves or so, and then it goes with stew and shito as well. And shito is simply a black stew or black sauce that is served in addition with the wache. Because I'm still enjoying my kutoge. That's how it looks. Let me show you how it looks like. This is how the kutoge looks like. The cow leg, or the cow knee, rather. So if you haven't touched my shop yet, whilst you watch the video, you're going to see view products, right? And you can, as a matter of fact, add yours there. Help my channel grow. Let me see you in the chat session. What videos do you want me to do? Should I do more of the street and less of the lifestyle? I should be doing both street and lifestyle. Let me know. And let me know which country you are watching me from. And how long have you been watching my videos? How did you discover my video? Which country are you watching me from? I know most of my viewers are normally from the USA, Canada, I think Ghana, Italy, and other countries as well. So if you are enjoying my content, let me know. You take a bit of water. And what did you take for breakfast? What do you really take for breakfast? Let me know. Do you take heavy breakfast or light breakfast? I, for one, I love heavy breakfast. So I take my heavy breakfast. Sometimes I can eat the whole day, eat twice, and then I'm gone. So let me know which content do you want me to be doing more? What are some of the issues I want me also to handle when it comes to my live videos? Well, my live videos is going to be more of talk as well. It's going to be talk, a mixture of talk, lifestyle, and other things as well. So let me know what kind of topics that you want us to do live on my channel as well. And if you think you also want to support my channel, you can see my email address in the description section where you can send me an email. If you are a creator and you also want a collaboration, just send me an email. If you have a business, right, and you want to promote the business globally, especially US, Canada, Italy, Belgium, etc. Sometimes also do get some viewers from Jamaica as well. You can as well give me a mail. If you go to my profile, you find my email address there. You can give me a mail as well. Let's talk and see how far I can take your brand to that level. But don't forget to hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Like I said, I'm having breakfast and just love to interact with my viewers. The viewers are my top priority. You guys are my top priority. So let me know whether my contents are good. I've not done content for the past 9 days. Like I told you earlier on, my mom passed, and so we need to arrange, make sure she's buried and all that. But now everything is okay. She's buried, she's gone, and I know the good Lord has actually prepared a place for her to stay for the rest of till eternity. So now it's time to do more content, and I need your encouragement as well. I need your support. Let's keep moving. We just can't be supporting by just watching 5 minutes. Please watch the full version of my videos. And if there is something that you need to be adjusted to, let me know. This channel is here to see. So I'm still enjoying my African breakfast, my rice and my palm nut soup. Have you tried this dish before? Have you ever tried rice and soup as breakfast before? Wow, I mean, I've actually enjoyed taking rice and soup in the morning. It makes me energetic and keeps me moving. So from now on, watch out for more content coming up, more videos. And trust me, I'm not going to disappoint. I'm still going to keep the quality of my videos. Now let's come back to my shop again. Have you ordered yours yet? If you haven't ordered, please kindly get your own. Order one of my shirts and support me. It starts from $22, as little as $22, and get one of my shirts. You see, as a creator, at the moment, I don't basically earn anything from YouTube. It takes a lot of extreme hard work to make money from YouTube, as a matter of fact. I have actually clocked the first part of monetization. Now I'm in the second stage where I will need to cover 4,000 watch hours before the end of this month. So you guys need to support. Now at the moment I have 3,278 hours so far. That means that I have done almost 70-80%. So the 20% left is up to you, my viewers, to support me. Support me so that I can hit the 4,000 mark, and then now I'll have the funding to do more content, travel around and do more content. I am someone who faced redundancy. I lost my job 5 times in my career, but I've stand tall because I believe that there isn't any problem without a solution. Once you are alive, once you have life, you should be able to move on with life and be able to move forward in life. So I decided to move forward after losing my first job. It wasn't that easy. I had to, adjust myself. And after adjusting myself, got another job. I lost that one too. Lost the subsequent ones. And it wasn't because of performance. Sometimes company is folding up. And that is the kind of companies that I found myself on. But I didn't let that pull me behind. I decided to continue to move ahead. So if you are watching me and you think all is lost, all is never lost. In the world of Internet of Things, there are a lot of opportunities out there. There are opportunities out there that you can take advantage of. There's this Ghanaian lady who attended one of the best universities in Ghana. After school, what is she doing? She's frying chips, and then she packages the chips and sells to supermarkets. And this lady is making a 3-figure income at the end of the month. Right. So I think it is a matter of reflecting, reevaluating, and repositioning yourself in life. If you cannot reposition if you're gonna reposition yourself in life after job loss, you will be miserable. And I think being miserable is one of the worst things that you need to always avoid. So I think you need to, if you don't succeed, you need to go back and start again. So that is the message I'm sharing with you this morning as I take breakfast. Okay, Fatima has actually. Okay, Godwin. All right, all right. Shalom, 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 shalom. Fatima, Fatima, how are you doing? My number one fan. And Fatima, like I said, I have a new range of shirts in my store. So go check them out. I have Fufu, I have Wachi, I have Tuzavi, etc. So go check my new merch, new shirts. I mean, accentuating African and Ghanaian food as well. So let me continue. So, like I said, losing your job can be very painful. Can be very painful. And at age 50, throughout my career, I have lost job about 5 times, but I've been able to stand still and I've been able to grow gradually to sustain myself. Now, I have taken vlogging as the new step. You can see I have a first channel. The first channel is called FOGS Business, where I share my knowledge and my passion in marketing with people that run small businesses. Okay, so Fatima says she has bought one of the shirts and she's waiting for delivery. That's great. So Fatima, thank you very much for buying. There's a new range out there too as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are always my number one fan, and I respect the fact that you always want to come on my live shows, want to watch my main videos as well. I'd like to invite you to my breakfast, eating rice with palm nut soup and kotujo. Kotujo is simply cow meat, which is very lean type of meat as well. So like I was saying, if you lose your job and you go off track, then you are allowing yourself to go more into extra stress and extra danger. So for me, when I lost my job, this is what I did. So when I lost my job for the 5th time, this is what I did. I decided to research for something and do something, right? Previously, I had my first channel, like I talked about, it's called FOGS Business. So if you are running a business and you need ideas, especially online marketing, sales, business development, just follow on to that, my first channel. And it's going to teach you, it's going to guide you on how to promote your business. It's going to guide you on how to promote your business. That channel hasn't been promoted that much anyway, but so that was when I started that channel. And that channel was a bit of delaying me. So you see, another challenge also came after I found a plan B. But I did not lose guard in life because I knew where I was going to. Right? And having this YouTube channel has changed my life entirely. Apart from becoming popular on the internet, at least about 1,000 or so people know me globally in countries like the United States, Canada, Italy, Jamaica, Belgium, India as well. Big up to all my Indian fans. I hope you are enjoying my content as well. Thank you very much. So you see, it's about taking a new direction. So this breakfast that I'm sharing with you, I like to say or to tell you that all is never lost. Keep your head up and pray for a better day and work hard. You see, it is patience, God, and time. Right, as one musician said, right, and then consistency as well. So I have been the type of person that has stood the test of time because living without a means of living, salary is not easy, especially when you are down in a continent like Africa, right, where there are no welfare systems, where people who have lost their jobs can be supported, right? So I stood the test of time. And then I also started a consultancy, also helping small businesses. And it's gradually growing, gradually growing. So you could see I didn't let my issue pull me down because it wasn't easy. I know friends who went through the same situation and today they are no more. Pressure and depression has killed them and they are gone. So, and also if you have a job already, make sure you do it with all your might because losing your job is one of the catastrophic things that can happen to you in your life. So, take your job seriously. But then also, as a matter of fact, if it does happen, reflect, reevaluate, and respond. The internet is big pool, a big pool of information where you can get every single thing that you can think of. So don't let job loss, pressure, etc., pull you off. I have experienced it 5 times or even more. Experienced it about 5 times or more. But I've been able to stand the test of time. Today here am I. I'm living healthy. And also I also added exercise to my lifestyle so that I can always get healthy because when you lose your job you tend to think a lot. So I've been there, done that, and I want to encourage you out there that it is never too late to keep on pushing, brothers. And then also network with the right people. I think networking also helps. Networking so let me tell you a story about a young guy. He just met a lady on the internet, right? He didn't know the lady from anywhere. But he kept chatting, The lady lived in the US. They kept chatting. Then the lady decided to test the gentleman. So the lady sent some amount of money to be used to buy African products and then send them by DHL back to her. The gentleman took the money and then bought all the things that the lady said and then shipped them back. So now trust started coming. But that's not to say that we should trust everybody. But what I'm trying to say is that opportunities may come. Now with time, the lady had established a deeper rapport with this gentleman. And as I speak to you now, they are running a car business. Right. So the lady ships cars to Ghana, the gentleman sells them, and then they share the profit. But it's a bit of a cagey world as well. A bit of a cagey world because you can't trust everybody like that. As much as they are good people, they are also bad people as well. But what I'm trying to say is that you can get help online as well. It's not too late. Keep trying, keep connecting with people. And there are a lot of social networking sites out there. Lots of social networking sites out there that you can, as a matter of fact, also connect with people on and even do content as well. Though content creation is not as easy as it is, the more consistency you become, the more time you invest into doing content, there's going to be a way, right? There's going to be a way. Like I said, I never thought I could run a channel for the channel to grow this far. So it's just for the fact that an opportunity has just, come in, and then I'm also taking advantage of this opportunity. But job loss, it's not easy. Let me tell you how I lost my last job. I was on leave. And then if you want to comment, let me know that if it was right for them to give me that disengagement letter. I was on leave. And then whilst I was on leave, my colleagues started calling me. That is a new manager that has been appointed. and this new manager is actually downsizing, cutting down some of the departments, taking off some of the departments, and so on and so forth. So I told them, like, but how can he do that? Because all the departments are functioning very well. They were all functioning very well, and then though my department was a bit of a department that has a bit of a struggle, but we were doing well. We weren't doing bad in my department as well. So when my colleagues called me and they were like, "You have to come back, oh." So that it means that there was something going on behind the scenes. Someone had influenced the new manager to take some people off. It was more of internal politics, because the way they were calling me to come back so that they speak to the man, I'm like, no, how? So I didn't go. I was on leave, I didn't go. And I didn't go because I don't see why I have to go and beg someone to retain me in a job, right? It was something that I was not ready to do. Going to beg someone to retain you on a job. Nah, this is not it. Because someone has influenced this particular man. So days after, I received an email, and when I received the email, it was like, you have been disengaged. Management is doing some restructuring, and therefore the services are no more needed. But they were willing to pay my 3 months salary to me. And I'm like, oh, and even how much was the salary then? The salary wasn't that much. This was a kind of job that I was doing to, matter of fact, sustain myself. It was just a hand to mouth kind of job. So if you say I should go, then I have to go. But if you are giving me 3 months salary, then maybe you have to double it because the money is too small. I decided to fight for this. I did everything for this, but they still decided that they won't give me that amount of money. Right. You see, but I have already foresaw this particular incident because my relationship with my boss changed. My boss used to respect me a lot because there was one particular Excel sheet that no one can handle, that Excel sheet, without making errors or making mistakes. It's a very complex Excel sheet, and I was one of the few guys who could handle that particular Excel sheet. So because of that, my boss was not joking with me at all. Anywhere my boss sees me, he will smile. Even if he's my boss, but when I'm speaking to my boss, you can see that there's that kind of respect, and there's that kind of humbleness on his side as well. So all of a sudden, the attitude of this boss has changed. When I go out for external duties, I have to use my own money to transport myself and maybe probably documents that I have to, as a matter of fact, do these external duties. And when I come back, paying my requisition becomes a problem. Then all of a sudden, finance, account person also started misbehaving towards me. So I have spotted this long time ago. And I knew for sure there will be a day that they will tell me I'm no more needed. Now, fine. You blame it on the fact that resources from my department, revenue from my department isn't that big. I advise you don't take. This is something I have done before. I have had experience in. I advise you don't want to take it. You are charging way above competition. Way above competition for the same product. You are charging way above competition for the same service, as a matter of fact. And so when customers come and they realize that your price is way above, they look elsewhere. So I advise that we shouldn't niche the brand. We shouldn't niche it at all. We shouldn't niche so that we don't get ourselves locked in a particular niche which can one day becomes unprofitable. And that was what happened because we locked ourselves in a particular niche of customers. We wanted to target the rich people, right? But the kind of service you were offering does not also match exactly the pricing, even though your services were a bit up than competing brands. Customers were not looking out for that small gap, that little gap between um, the brand and, I mean, so the issue here was that they weren't ready to take one, my input and my advice as to how to position the brand, right? They didn't take my input as to how to position the brand. And there is one thing about marketing. Marketing is about research. I did my research. I realized that we should make those changes. So at a point in time, I realized that this particular department, my department, was sitting on thorns. It was actually due for dissolvation, right? Or the marketing. But the point is, when I left, the department was still running. And numbers were dwindling. And as I speak to you today, ever since I left about 4 or 5 years ago, the department has totally been closed down. It is no more running. Nothing is happening in that department. It's not that department anymore. So you see, if I had stayed on, I would have built and improved upon it. If they took my advice, if they took my input, the department would have been a very much profitable department, right? But interesting and funny enough, constraints on my ideas, constraints on my decision led to the department closing down. Because as I was leaving, the department, what I heard was that they are going to close down. But when I left, it was still there. But in less than 6 months, the department couldn't stand, as whoever they brought to replace couldn't handle the heat. So the department was closed down. So let's see how it all happened. And later, I could see regrets from some of the people over there. My colleagues were like, no, you shouldn't let this guy go. But like I said earlier on, I have foreseen that this will happen one day. Because the way my boss and I was, sometimes we go on external trips, and my boss, as a matter of fact, doesn't take me, he doesn't joke with me. We go, we sit, we eat together, we have lunch together. But all of a sudden, attitude now changed. Even before I was moved, they asked me to change, they asked me to go and support another department. Still maintaining my previous. So they were just trying to, as a matter of fact, embarrass me on the job. They were just trying to embarrass me on the job. But for me, what I was always thinking all along was that if you want me to go, if you want me to leave the job, why don't you tell me, call me in a meeting? I'm matured. I was in my 40s by then. Now I'm 50. I am matured enough. Why don't you call me, sit me down, and then discuss this issue with me? That this is the issue. We think of axing your department, we think of closing down your department, because blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, they were making revenue, but they were telling me the department wasn't doing well because they keep increasing the price. You see, how can you compete with competitors providing the same services with a huge gap, about 40% difference in the price, right? Whilst there is a gap between the service we are providing and the expectations of customers. There have always been complaints. There have always been complaints. People were not getting what they want. People were not getting what they want per the amount of money they were paying. Right? So your boss attitude, when it changes, then you need to understand. So for me, when I got the disengagement letter, some of my colleagues walked to me. We told you to come, so we come and negotiate. I said, no, there's no need for negotiation. I just took the matter easy, but I would have taken it to court because that was unlawful. Disengagement. You cannot disengage someone while he is on leave. And I wasn't the only person. Myself and one of my other colleagues. My colleague's matter was also very funny. He made a grammatical error, and that was why they are disengaging him. Grammatical error. It was something that has been planned, something that people wanted it to happen. Some of our colleagues were maintained. Today they are still there, they are working there. But I think leaving such a toxic environment and now doing my own thing is better. I am better off. I was living in another city, working in a different city, have to wake up early, travel about 30 minutes, or an hour to work, rush back, come back. I think in the end, they have given me a direction, they have given me a new direction to move. Initially, when I was leaving, I was like, I wasn't feeling fine because people were also criticizing me. Why didn't you come back? We asked you to come back. I said, no. If you want to sack me from the job, I'm on leave. Let me resume. Or you write a letter to request that I come back to the job. You didn't request that. You came. I was told that some of my colleagues have gone to beat the man that I'm very good, and so they should retain me. But the man was under pressure. See? So I lost this job, but I'm good. My colleagues are there. How much are they earning? So sometimes some of these issues comes and it directs you to another. When I also left there, I moved to another company. There was a colleague that I was working with over there, whose friend has a company. So I moved there as a training manager. I went there, and whilst we were there, that company to embezzlement, and then revenue wasn't coming because I was told the owner of the company had amassed all the company's revenue for himself and not paying people very well, so people were not interested in working with him. And then besides, he was also not actually managing the company's budget very well. So the company even needs to relocate from it was a large office that has to relocate because funding or revenue was low. I spent almost about 5 months there, and then I also saw the attitude that I saw at the previous place. The gentleman comes shouting and all that. But that job, I was poached there, so I wasn't much bothered about me losing that particular offer or losing that particular job. But when I was poached, I was actually poached there, and the money wasn't that much. So I wasn't feeling bad, or I did not regret if I had to go. And it wasn't as big a corporation like where I used to. So he came and then I left. So I went to hang on the internet again. And then on LinkedIn, I met one Italian man that introduced me to his company. And that was the beginning of another chapter. So I was given an offer, which was a very tough offer. Online sales is not easy. Selling, heavy equipment to customers online wasn't that easy, but I learned a lot from that. I learned a lot. So whilst I joined that particular company, or I joined that particular corporation, I learned a lot. That was when I've do a bit of email marketing as well, but that's why I learned the nitty-gritties of email marketing. And I got to understand a lot of things about selling online. So my boss that I was allocated to over there, he liked me a lot. So he also taught me a lot of things. And I also proved to him that I am good. So I was doing a lot of research, prospecting for customers, and every single week I get leads from my boss. So he wasn't joking with me at all. He was very happy with me. And could you believe, when he was even leaving that particular company, he took me along. But this was more of remote online jobs. So I'm talking of the Italian company was remote, and then where he moved me to was also remote. Followed him there because he really realized that I was very good, and I was performing well. So I learned a lot from that job. Tried to be humble and patient. Because working remotely too comes with its own issue. Sometimes you can request for a document, the document will delay because maybe internet connection or something. But you have to stay, focused. So I learned a lot from this new company. But little did I know that I will also be leaving that particular job. But the point is about these online jobs were that they were, if you are into sales and marketing, especially sales in particular, you tend to meet commission. It was a commission job. So you get commission on profit after sales. So I also saw the red light that this one also have to be going because my boss was leaving that company. My boss wanted me to also leave because he took me there. And if he doesn't feel comfortable there, then I also have to go. Right. So with some time, I was advised by my boss, but I didn't take his advice because I didn't want to stay idle. So I told my boss I can't stay idle. So I didn't want to take his advice. I just didn't want to take his advice. So I stay on the job. Now leads are not coming, nothing is coming. Nothing is coming forth. So I was like, then I should have listened to my boss. Because now nothing is coming forth. You are just wasting your time, wasting your energy. And prospecting online too is not easy. In fact, I virtually comb every single country in Africa looking for clients for this company. And now going to leave. And when you leave too, and maybe a commission comes, you are going to forfeit this commission and all the hard work that you have done. And sales cycle for machinery, heavy equipment, etc. It's a bit longer. It can take a long time for you to, as a matter of fact, close a sale. Right. So I was a bit confused. I got so much confused. That why am I going to leave? If I leave, what if I leave and one of my leads make a purchase. And in fact, the money wasn't bad. I mean, there are times you can see a quotation, you can calculate a commission, and maybe you'll be around $3,000, $7,000. But where is the money? Because now they say leave, and you have piles of leads waiting. And my boss was like, Godwin, I brought you here. Understand me and leave. Just understand me and leave, because I brought you here. So leave a comment if it were you. Will you stay, or are you going to follow your boss? So if it were you, will you stay, or you're just going to neglect what your boss, or you're going to follow what your boss is saying? So I got a bit confused. My boss advised me I should think twice, and but if I want to stay, he can't force me. So after he left, I stayed on for about 3-4 months. They brought a new boss, but nothing was working now. You send an email or you send a WhatsApp message, and it takes time to get a reply. It takes time to get a reply. So I told myself I should have listened to my boss. I should have listened to my boss and then quit the offer. So that very night I was a bit confused because I was going to face another redundancy. And the good thing was that the commission jobs built me. The commission jobs built me. That with commission jobs, no income. If you don't close any sale, you don't get any income. I'm enjoying my bone here. The cow leg bone. I call it kutojue anyway. So I think that also trained me. It trained me a lot, because now you need to bring a lead, close a sale before you get paid. So look at how God gradually built me towards, what I'm going to face ahead of me. Right. So now with commissions, low monthly salary, you sit behind your laptop, and then you prospect for leads. In a day, I could send about 200, 300 emails in a day. Sales emails. Some of them getting bounced, some of them getting rejected, and all that. But little did I know that I was also learning the ropes of becoming an entrepreneur. Right. So, whilst my boss had left and I was on the job, something really pushed my head. Why don't you leave? Why don't you leave the job and then go doing your own thing? Why don't you leave the job and go starting something on your own? And in our part of the world, we have been made to understand that if you go to university, if you go to tertiary institution, you go to higher education, you surely have to sit in the office. Someone have to employ you and sit in the office. Which is gradually changing now, because now the system is changing. So I was like, okay, then I'll follow my bosses. So I left. I finally wrote to them. Then I left, and I told myself, whatever commission that comes, they should take. But I was still maintaining my email. I never saw any reply from any of these guys coming after I left. So I didn't feel any pain. Actually, I didn't feel any pain. So when I came, I decided to apply for new jobs. So this time around, I was all over the place, applying for new jobs. Then I started having interviews. I'll go to interview, I'll go up to the last end. So you will hear from us. So I was like, no, this is a new direction. I've gotten some experience. So why don't I think of doing something else? So one day I was invited to an interview. not knowing it wasn't an interview. They just wanted to advise me about the fact that I should start my own business. I have the experience, both life and work experience. I'm matured enough. So why can't I start my own business? So it wasn't merely an interview. They called me just to tell me to start a business on my own. So I told them, what if I got another job? I said, okay, you can do it alongside your business. So I sat there for a while. I told myself I already have something small that I was doing, but it hasn't been that swift. So then we were like then push more into it, and then there's nothing better than doing your own thing. Most of the world's richest people are entrepreneurs. They were not employed by people. So I should take a look at that. So I sat back. I was like, should I or not? And then one of the panel members was like, don't think about capital. You go researching on the internet. Look out for, just Google 10 businesses you can do without any capital or little capital. So I went online, I Googled. Or I already had a channel by then. I already had a YouTube channel, but that was the other channel I was talking about was a tutorial channel, FOGs, but that channel wasn't doing well, so I wasn't really much. So I sat back and I'm like, oh, then if so, let me have another channel that will do a different thing altogether. And then also, let me take my small consulting serious. I started some small consulting, marketing, sales, business development. Take it serious. And then see how it goes. So that very day, I was confused. I couldn't sleep. I got home. And then I was there the next morning. Another phone call came. I should come for an interview. That was another company. Then I told myself, I'm sick and tired of interviews. I'm not going to attend any more interviews because I'm getting too much bombarded with interviews each and every time. So I'm no more going to attend any interview. I'm going to sit down and then plan on how to grow. Right, on how to grow my own thing. If an offer comes, it is good. Should I get pushed? Because I've been pushed before. Should I get pushed? Fine. If I don't get pushed, or if I don't get any offer, I'm going to stick to this entrepreneurial thing gradually. So I spoke with a friend, and the friend was like, okay, but you see, there are some people. There's a book I read. There are some people who are called the irregular people. These are the people in your life that don't want to see you grow, or maybe probably they are blind or they are dumb and they can't see what you have within you. So, oh, you want to stop office job and go and do your own thing? Office. I'm like, so what at all is in the office? If I want to do my own thing, what at all is in the office? I want to vlog. I want to run my consultancy. I'm like, but why do you want to leave office? So I realized that another thing too that one needs to also think about the most is to also close your mind about the negativity. Because the moment you announce that, oh, now you don't want to work in that space anymore, in the office or in the corporate setting, the formal setting anymore, you're also going to get people who are going to do that, who are going to criticize. And we say all kind of things. But when the guy said, I said, oh, okay, you still want to be, I don't want to be in the office. It's a matter of choice, right? It's a matter of choice. If you choose to be in the office, I prefer to do a different thing. If I get a good office thing in addition, fine. But I don't want to get stuck in that particular space. You see, so it is only people who don't want to change get That is from my point of view. Get those things into them because somebody told me, why are you leaving office work? You see, if I were to be the weaker side of a person, or if I were to be a weak person, I would have actually, responded to what the guy did. Okay, why am I leaving? My colleagues are saying I shouldn't leave office. But those who said I should go ahead with my entrepreneurial endeavor, they basically, as a matter of fact, realize that I have the zeal, I have the confidence that can make me propel, move forward, and then make it in the entrepreneurial space as well. So sometimes we are confronted by what people say. Like I said from the book I read, say there are some people called the irregular people. I think it's by Joyce Landorf Headley or so. I've forgotten the title of the book. These people can, as a matter of fact, influence your next step. So you have to be strong. You have to be bold. You have to be someone who is ready to take criticisms. That is one thing I've seen about life in my 50 years of life, and having gone through redundancy for more than 5 times. There are times I can lose my job and stay home for about 3 or 4 years. And that time I was younger, so like I told you earlier on, my mindset was like I should go look for a job, look for a job. So I'll be going around. If I had started business around that time, I would have been a billionaire by now. Some of my friends that started business at that time are extremely rich now. But then I was more bent on looking for an offer to sit in the office and work. So that is how it goes. I think for me, if I'm to start, if I'm to re-engineer after university or after college or after secondary school or whatever, for me, I think everyone should have a business idea before he leaves university or leaves school. Even though you have the intention of working for other people, working for other companies, you should also have, because you don't know what will happen. When I started off, it was smooth. I got my first job easily. It was so smooth. I had my first job extremely easily. It was as easy as ABCD. It was so easy. But with time, I got to realize things were changing and they were taking a different direction altogether. So for me, I think if I had been who I am today that time, I would have been a billionaire by now. But life lessons also strengthens you and keeps you moving and keeps you going. If you have ever lost your job 3 times, if you have ever faced redundancy 3 times or more, you understand what I'm talking about. When sometimes you wake up in the morning and you are actually lost of what to do within the day. Just lost of what to do within the day. You don't know what to do. There are times you get broke and you can't even pay your bills. You need to plan. So what I did was that with my little savings that I have when I was coming home, I tried to manage it. I apportioned it, nicely so that I could pay my bills. Because in Ghana, now it's prepaid. If you want to buy electricity in Ghana is prepaid now. You need to take a prepaid card and buy power on your card, and then you set into the meter. So what I did was that I made allocation for electricity, for water, for food, and even for transport. And of course, you can't just stay home without having fun. You need to go out sometimes. Maybe you have a plate or two, have a drink or two. So I also need to plan for that. But I planned for a very low budget. I decided to live on a very low budget and not to live any high life budget that would actually ruin my accounts. So it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. There are times you get broke and you call friends. They have it, but they don't want to give you. You see, there's this idea that people who are not working are lazy, and those who are working are hardworking or they are lucky. But when you get close to someone and then you identify why he's not working, you get to understand. It wasn't my fault to lose my job. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault to face redundancy more than 5 times in my career. But the kind of corporations that I found myself, and I must say this, if you are going through such, or if you have ever been through such an issue or such a problem, it is time to also have a mindset change and move forward. The internet is there. There are so much on the internet for you to, benefit from. I've been told is that there are even websites that can teach you how to start a business and all that, how to create wealth and all that. So for me, in this internet age, if you lose your job or if you face redundancy, don't feel bad, don't feel sad. Life is full of challenges. I'm only 15 years, but when it comes to the career scene, to the career market, I have been through a lot. I've seen a lot. The pressure, the stress, and all that. But if you think you don't want to change your mind, and because you lost your job, you still want to get another job, fine, not everybody can be an entrepreneur, but entrepreneurship these days have become easier. What I'm doing here is one of my entrepreneurial lines of business, as I do YouTube, and like I told you now, because I lost my mom last 2-3 weeks ago, I decided to pause a bit. I haven't done regular videos for about the past 10-9 days now. I'll be going on more on the streets and do the video. It's safe here in Ghana doing street videos, except for 1 or 2 or 3 things. I'll be doing it, so I'll be giving you more of said videos. So you see, it is about changing your direction. No one will change your direction unless you reflect, reevaluate, and respond. If an offer comes, fine, I can do it together with any other thing. But I don't even think now with what I'm doing now and with the direction and with the growth that I'm having now. All of a sudden, I got my 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and I'm moving on. Though views have dropped, and I understand why the views have dropped, and I'm working on how to improve the views as well. So losing your job can be an opportunity as well. I'm not saying you should spell doom or you should wish for losing your job, but if it comes, take it as an opportunity to rethink, reevaluate, and respond. People are working 9 to 5 here in my country, and they are still not finding their rhythm. It is difficult for them to survive on a 9 to 5 job. Right? It's difficult for them to survive on a 9 to 5 job. People are doing entrepreneurship and they are doing well. So it does happen. But for me, you see, like I told you earlier on, when I realized that my boss's attitude had changed, that was where I comforted myself. So I had already comforted myself that my boss is definitely I'm going to lose that job. But I've already comforted myself because the attitude had changed. This is a man that will see me, will smile. There's a lot of respect that this man had for me. He had a lot of respect for me. And all of a sudden, his attitude just changed. And it also transferred to other staff, other managers. Right. So for me, I wasn't so much bothered. I was like, okay, I didn't set up the company. So if the owner of the company says I should go, I don't have nothing to lose. And it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault because you have overpriced a service that competitors are charging lower, providing near quality, near, because you want to niche or you want to use one or two, three brand differentiators to differentiate yourself from the crowd. So it wasn't my fault, and that was what comforted me. If it were to be my fault, then I would have got worried, because there are two things: you've caused the business to slow, and two, you're also losing your means of livelihood. But it wasn't my fault. I wasn't the one that basically caused any problem. They don't want to take advice. This is something I have done and I know and I understand. They didn't want to take my advice. All advice that I gave fell on rocks. Fell on rocks. And other competitors took advantage of the market. This is a business that is thriving. It has a lot of potential. It has a lot of potential to grow. It is a business that basically, it's profitable. It's profitable. But if you overprice it, that's what happens. So for me, when I lost my job, that very job, I wasn't that down. Because already I was sacrificing too much. And that's one thing. Sometimes those who sacrifice are the ones that bear the brands of some of these things. I sacrificed a lot. I could stay work late in the evening. Sacrifice. So look at a job that you have sacrificed for, and they are telling you to leave, go home, and you were on leave. You were on leave as well. But for me, it has opened doors to other opportunities. The only thing now is to just close my mind on what people say and then focus on what I'm doing. So if you have been through this, close your mind on what people are telling you. Follow your bliss. Move forward. Don't let what other people think should influence you. But always seek advice. Like I always say, in everything there are experts in everything to seek advice, or you can research online. There are a lot of resources online that you can research. And as a matter of fact, become knowledgeable on whatever you are doing. So for me, losing my job didn't affect me in any single way. Maybe apart from my finances that came down, it didn't affect me that much because I have already prepared myself. See, they were afraid to even tell me. They told me probably when they tell me, basically, I'm going to maybe be traumatized. But I was cool. At the point I realized that I have offloaded a heavy load that I was carrying. I have offloaded a heavy load that I was carrying. There are times I spend my money on external duties, and when I come back, they don't want to pay the money back. It can take weeks before they pay the money back to me. So at a point, I realized that some kind of load have been offloaded. I've freed my mind. Working late, sometimes I'll be in the office area with some few people, and when my office is a bit isolated, I'll be in my isolated office. Security reasons and all that, my life, etc. Even though there's security over there, anything can happen. Maybe somebody can hide in the washroom and then maybe they attack you and take your money or something. But I didn't get bothered about this. So for me, I had already braced myself because countdown to the day that they disengaged me, I saw the signs on the wall. So that is what company politics can do as well. But even people that I was working there with, when they see me now, they tell me, hey, you are looking nice. You're looking nice just by the grace of God. So for me, I had already prepared mentally, physically, psychologically for the job loss. That I knew I'm going to lose that job. I'm going to come home. And when I come home, I'm going to be under pressure. I'm going to be under stress. And I would have to stay with it. Okay, let me read this chat. Okay, this is from Fatima. Fatima, you have done was a beautiful, okay, mouthful encouragement, brother. Yes, of course. So I like to encourage everyone that be ready to be prepared for some of these things, but make sure that you have a plan B. Re-evaluate, reflect, re-evaluate, and respond. That's always been my motto. I've been up, I've been down, I've been in, and I've been out, and I keep moving. And then sometimes people would criticize you in a way, but if you know how losing a job is like, but luckily for me, I didn't have a family. I don't have a family. I don't have a wife. So the burden of coming home to provide for, maybe you might have a supportive wife. A lot of wives are supportive. I say big shout out to all the supportive wives out there. Some wives are supportive, but even if you have to come home with even a supportive wife, you still need to be providing certain things as well. You need to contribute as well. So for me, that wasn't an area that basically bothered me a lot. And I have planned my life because of how I was facing redundancy throughout my career. And that's one of the reasons why I decided not to marry early. I decided not to have a family so that, because you might not know whom the wife might be or how she's going to respond when you keep coming home, going back to the work, the job place, going back and forth. No, 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 no. You wouldn't know, right? You wouldn't know whether he's going to respond or change to it. I have friends who have actually broken up because they lost their jobs as well, right? But they are divorced because they lost their jobs for a while and they couldn't support the woman, etc., and so on and so forth. So for me, I know it wasn't the best, but to streamline to streamline my career and my regular disengagements in terms of my corporate life, I decided not to get married early, right? And my friends could tease me, you give birth to a pension baby. I said, okay, yeah, if pension babies are also human beings, right? And I'll make sure I'll make every provision possible for that child when I'm even older. And thank God I'm doing content, I'm doing YouTube. There is no retirement in YouTube. I once chanced upon a 65-year-old content creator and even a 70-year-old content creator doing content at the age of 70, right? So once we are in this, we only need to pray for views, we only need to pray for subscribers. Now I'm left with 720 watch hours to hit 4,000 watch hours. I've already gone through the first stage of monetization here on YouTube. I'm left with 720 hours, and I know I'm going to get that before the end of March. It's going to happen live and colored. I'm believing in my fans, I'm believing in my viewers. Keep watching. Let's support your brother to grow. This is not to say that I'm not grateful. I'm grateful for all what you guys are doing for me. So let me continue with the story. Like I said, if I had married, now I would have to come and provide. for children, wife, etc. And if I had to pay rent, if I had to pay light, water, etc., it's going to be easy. I know of a friend who has developed stroke because of pressure from losing his job, because his family is there. He needs to take care of the family. Out of stress, out of stress, out of stress, out of stress, he has lost his job. And because he has lost his job, he can't take care of the family. So stress, 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 stress. And now he's paralyzed with stroke. Now, who's going to take care of the children? Who's going to take care of the children? Maybe the family will have to support, but how much support can they give the children? Right, so people should just understand the fact that I chose, as at that time, not to get married and give birth to children because of the way my career was going. Maybe God was directing me into another career that would be much stable and good. As at that time, I was meeting women. I was meeting different women. I was meeting women. You date them, and after some time, they tend to look elsewhere because they realize you have lost your job and all that. I remember one lady telling me, "You have lost your job, then go, 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 go." Some of them too were very nice. One particular lady, when I lost my job, she comforted me a lot, and she was even supporting me. At times, she used to send me chop money. She would send me money, and I was shy to ask her money. Even though I had my savings there, because sometimes I can stay home, I can come for about 3 years. I will keep applying, 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 attending interviews upon interviews, and all that. So some of these girls too were supportive. Some of the ladies were supportive. I remember some used to order lunch for me. I'll be there. So, have you received your lunch? I said, no, I've ordered lunch for you. But some too didn't take it for. And even those who were, being supportive, you don't know what will happen if you were to get married to them. And then maybe as you get married to them, as time goes on, they are going to change. Right? In Africa, it is mainly a man's world in terms of upkeep of the family. The man's contribution is the largest. Right? So, and even from the study of marketing, you get realize that we have male-dominated, female-dominated pitches. Sometimes some of the male-dominated pitches are a bit capital intensive, you can see. So all that, but then I have known friends who have lost their jobs and their wives have been supportive. I know one friend whose wife provided capital to the husband to start a business. The wife took a loan, used a salary to back up a loan, took the loan for the husband, and they have raised a huge restaurant. And now I'm told they are going into hotels and guest houses and Airbnbs. So if I were lucky to get my hands on one of such ladies, I would have also made it. For this gentleman I'm talking of now is rich. Yes, the lady secured a loan using her salary or her corporate backing to secure the loan, and then started a restaurant. It was a pub and a restaurant, and then it grew up, and now they run Airbnbs, and they're in the accommodation industry. So for me, I didn't have that luck enough. I wasn't lucky enough, and even that was when friends too were like, they would also come and criticize you. As old as you are not married, you want to give birth to pension baby and all that. So with the pension baby thing, I wasn't bothered about because I knew what I wanted to achieve. I'm a man, I can give birth at any time. Right. So it wasn't something that I was actually bothered with. Right. And believe you me, if you are coming out of your job you realize that you are coming to a different atmosphere altogether. Because every month something hits your account. I mean, you get something home. Every month you have something hitting your account. I mean, on the 28th, 29th, 30th, something will hit your bank account. You go and withdraw, and then you enjoy. But now you rather have to take care of the one that is already in there in your account. Ensure that every move is a calculated step. Every move is a calculated step, and every step is a calculated move. Because when you run out of funds, you're going to be in trouble. But luckily, I also had my mom alive by then. May her soul rest in peace. She was very supportive at times. I mean, she would supply me with some provisions, etc. Then I'll keep. So my kitchen was always full of food. I mean, provisions, etc. So I also got support from mom. I mean, my late mom and the family as well. So it isn't easy. It is not. It's not easy coming home like that, losing your job and coming home. But what you need to do is to re-evaluate, reflect, look back to what has happened, and then re-evaluate. I mean, analyze, and then respond and take a step. Because every journey comes with its own ups and downs. I've never seen anyone, even those who are born into riches, I'm told sometimes they also have their own ups and downs, right? If you're not born with a silver spoon, it doesn't mean that you can move on with life. Life comes with a lot of challenges. Life comes with a lot of ups and downs, but you get to keep your head up above the sky, hope and pray for better days, and ensure that you don't let the irregular people discourage you, because those irregular people, they are blind, they can't see what you have within you, they are dumb and they can't hear the sense that you can talk, the sense that you speak. They are people who can see the best in you. You have the best of the best in you, and you have the best of abilities to move. Life can be rough, life can be smooth, but you gotta keep your head up and keep moving. As somebody said, consistency, patience, God, and time. Some people are lucky. There is this Ghanaian politician personality who said something and I could. So one thing that is affecting a lot of people is a theory you call comparology, the theory of comparology. Don't compare yourself to other people, because we all have different circumstances. We all have different backgrounds, right? Some people can easily survive the system, make it, get a big jobs, etc. I'm sure a lot of people I know have never lost their jobs. Some people have had it easy. Don't compare yourself to people. It's different for everyone. So the theory of comparology, comparing yourself. Oh, why is Mr. A never lost his job and he's doing well in his job? Why is Mr. B doing this? Let's not compare. Because the more you compare, that's one thing I have realized. The more you compare yourself to other people, the more you worry. I had a strategy when I lost, I think, my first job, well, over 20 something years ago. I could see my mates driving by. Sometimes I'll be holding my file, going for interviews. And I could see my mates driving by. Some of them would drive by. Hey, my friend, pick a taxi. Why are you so stingy like that? What are you saving your money for? And I don't tell them I have lost my job, I'm going for an interview. No, drive by, they go. So I wasn't. There was a day I had to return from an interview I was going because I felt so bad. One small boy I knew that I used to teach back in school, I used to help him do his assignments. Saw him in his big car and his big jacket. And I was like, ah. So I was a bit confused. So I had to return. I couldn't go because I lost that zeal and the interest to go sit in the interview room. I realized I couldn't even talk when I get into the interview room. I couldn't talk, or I cannot talk if I have to get there. So I need to return. So I return back. That was when I realized that comparing yourself is the worst thing that you should do to other people. Don't compare yourself to other people. Maybe if I had gone to that interview, I would have gotten that particular offer. Right. So I sat back and then I told myself, this is the last time I'm going to compare myself to people. I'm not going to compare myself to anybody. I don't care if you have the biggest job on the planet. I've also lost my job and I'm looking for a new job. I don't care if you have gotten the best offer on the planet. So that was how I also managed to take off that theory of comparing myself to others. Because I was like, hey, why have I lost my job? And other people are still on their jobs. I couldn't just take it. There are times I'll go and sit in a pub. I wear spectacles, so when I am weeping, you won't see. So I'll sit in a pub and I'll be crying inside of me. I'll just be crying inside of me. Yes, shalom, Fatih. Okay, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. So I sat in the pub and then I'll be sitting there. Sometimes I grab a cup of coffee and I'll sit there just to calm down on my temperature, just to calm down on pressure. And then, like I said, one day I decided that I won't compare myself to anybody again. I am me. This is me. I've lost my job, and I want to continue with my life. It's never too late. I am bigger than my problems. I am bigger than somebody's 9 to 5 job. I am bigger than. So by that time, you have also accumulated some experiences, right? So I got proud of the experiences that I have got, some of the things that I have learned. I mean, working in people's companies and other people's organization, and all that, right? So I wasn't just so bothered about the fact that my friends have made it, this, that. So this time around, I had basically been able to console myself. I have basically been able to build, that kind of resistance to stand any pressure that comes my way. And that's how I was able to do it. And anywhere I go, you're looking nice. Sometimes when I even lose my job and I go to place and I tell people I've lost my job, they don't want to believe it. They don't want to believe it because that time I'll make sure I look good. So your appearance is also another thing. Make sure you appear good every time. See, some people will get you to criticize you when you have lost your job, when you look tattered and you make yourself unattractive for people to respect you or to come around you. There will be some people who you meet that will hate you, right? There was one guy that I met who hated me a lot because I've done nothing to him. Because When you also lose your job and you come home, you can't always be staying at home. So there was a particular pub I used to go sit with friends, and it's about chat, chat, chat. We can sit from morning to evening and chat, chat, chat. But there was one particular guy who became an enemy. I wouldn't say enemy, who just disliked me. And he disliked me because I'm just provoking him for nothing. I'm boring him. I'm just boring him. I'm provoking him for nothing. So this is the guy who could influence people to be hostile towards me. People not to accept my thoughts and my speech. When I talk, they should cut me off. People shouldn't get that deep, close knit with me. There could be an opportunity for me to also get a job whilst connecting with the people over there. But this gentleman became a thorn in my flesh, destroyed me to people that I have lost my job, so people shouldn't be nice with me. I come from his own town and all that. So you're also going to meet some other challenges as well. So, but for me, I was going to that pub for recreational purposes, just to sit there, take off the pressure, because you can't stay at home and watch TV all day. And even if you watch TV all day and you have all your gadgets on to, electricity is also being consumed. You're consuming electricity as well. And that time you're managing money, you are doing micromanagement. You need to, align how you spend. Right. So for me, when it gets to that time, that is where you see your true friends. That's where you see the people that like you. That is where you see the people that hate you. And that's where you see how human beings are. People maybe you knew when you were working. Now they're going to put up a different. I remember I needed money for something. This is a friend who earns a lot of money. He's making a lot of money. He's making a lot of money. And it was through me that you got this offer, right? It was through me that you got this offer. I pushed the offer to you ahead of it, and I shared it with you. You applied and you got. I needed something less than, I think that's at that time around $30 equivalent. It took 2 weeks for me to get that $30 from that friend. This is a friend who is earning enough that I knew he could give me that money instantly. He was earning a lot. He could give me the money instantly. He told me he hasn't been paid. He can only give me the money when he is paid. And this is peanuts. Something around $20, $30. He wasn't just ready to give me the money. But I didn't put pressure. I didn't put pressure. I didn't put pressure because he owns his own money. He has his own money. And so on and so forth. Even though I have been instrumental in him getting that offer, he didn't. He hesitated. So sometimes when you lose your job too, there are other problems that comes along with it. Especially if you don't have friends, colleagues, accomplices that basically will support you, or that basically likes you to the brim, to the extent that they like everything about you, even if when you have lost your job, they are there to support. There are friends when we were all broke, when we were all not having jobs, we work together, we contribute, we buy food, we eat. Now some have grown bigger because they've gotten good offers. They are working in big corporations, making huge monies. But you ask them small money, little money, and then they will tell you at the end of the month, this is something they can afford, they can give you, but they won't do it. They won't do it. So it is not only just coming home after losing your job, but there are also other issues surrounding it. But for me, my encouragement is that don't let those things push you off. Those things are supposed to even teach you a lesson. Like I said, it's going to show you who your right friends are, which of your friends likes you, and so on and so forth. For me, that was the kind of experience I had. But this is the time that you need to reflect and think, rethink, and move forward. Rethink and move forward, and know how to play your cards, know how to play your game. It's not easy. It is not easy managing redundancy, but it can be easy if you encourage yourself. So I encouraged myself and I stood tall. I took that as an opportunity to even explore further. I took my mind off the fact that I have lost my job, manage my little budget that I had, and then use that as an opportunity to rebuild my life and to move forward. So I, as a matter of fact, built that inner confidence. I built that strong personality to stand this. If you encourage yourself, you can stay and get a better job after losing your job. Right? You need to always encourage yourself. Be bold, be strong. Don't listen to what people say. And the theory of comparology, don't compare yourself to other people. That was one thing I didn't do, comparing myself. I go and sit with those guys who that time had maintained their jobs, doing well. We all sit and we chat. I didn't, as a matter of fact, feel bad or try to feel inferior to anybody. I didn't. No. I didn't feel inferior to anybody. We sit, we chat, because I'll appear clean and nice. That's why I'm saying that being clean, being nice, appearance is also another thing. Appear good, look good. And I tell you, be motivated, be strong, and don't forget about the fact that it is somebody's job, 9 to 5. Somebody who has employed you. You can also employ yourself. That was one thing I also put at the back of my mind when I lost my last job. Life wasn't easy. Life wasn't easy. But like I said, if you encourage yourself, if you reflect, and then respond to what has happened by finding solutions, by finding ways to move forward, you'll be able to survive it. So I survived it. And one thing that also helped me was that I love to keep fit. So I exercise every now and then to keep myself fit. I also sit in pubs, take fresh air, open air pubs, take fresh air, chat with people. Right? There are times some people will not be willing to chat the moment you tell them you have lost your job. They see you to be something else. But then you still have people who will be basically in line and in tune with you. There are times I even get gifts from friends. I remember some female friends used to send me gifts and all that. So it is about being strong and don't let your job loss overshadow you and cover you. It's an opportunity for you to redirect yourself into something new, into other opportunities. Remember, your job is somebody's business, 9 to 5. So if somebody says now his 9 to 5 job is not going to employ you again, go and set up your own. Set up your own job, set up your own business, and move. In my situation, my company didn't want to take my input, and that led to the department going down and closing down gradually. But when I took a leap and I took a step, I was able to make my way through. And this is how far I've come. You see, so life after redundancy, after losing your job, can be manageable. It can be manageable. You have to plan, you have to be strong, you have to be bold, you have to reconnect yourself with new people. Don't take what people are telling you, the negative things people are telling you. Don't believe in the irregular people who are dumb, they can't hear your voice, who are blind, can't see what you have within you. You gotta keep your head up, keep working hard, keep thinking of new ideas. For me, I realized that instead of I'll use that situation to think about my problems that time, I use that opportunity to look for solutions. And that is how come I started a consultancy as well. So I use that problem to identify an opportunity. Right. If you are watching me now and you are going through, or been through such a problem, or you're going through such a problem, my take is that use this opportunity to rethink, to get new ideas, and to move. Losing your job is not the end, it's an opportunity to rethink. I know one guy who lost his job as well. He couldn't take it that easily. It was hard time for him. He went through a lot. But I went to him. I spoke with him. Some helicopter is passing by. Let the helicopter pass by so I can continue with my the helicopter passing by. The helicopter passing by. Okay. The helicopter is going now. So I need to go to him and speak with him that this is not the end of his life. It is an opportunity to rethink and to move ahead in life. That is how I got ideas as to repositioning myself and to move. My colleague that I was in the office with, that we were both made redundant, is gainfully employed now. So you see how one thing leads to another. What he was making in the previous company where we were disengaged was nothing to write home about. The money was nothing to write home about, but we were there for the benefit of working because we want to work. We need to work. Now he is fully gainfully employed. He has a better option and a better offer now. Life is good for him. Life is good for me as well. So today, if you're joining me for this breakfast chat, what I want to say is that there are a lot of choices. When one door is closed, many more is open. Many more doors are open. Because I never knew there could be opportunities out there like that when I was losing my job. But when I lost my job and I came onto the system, I realized that there were a lot of opportunities. A lot of opportunities that has not been tapped out there. So taking advantage of such would have been good. So that's what I think of. So I started researching online, looking for ideas and so on and so forth. I joined groups on Facebook, Instagram, etc. Googling on how to resettle, and then Googling on how to start businesses, Googling on alternatives to 9 to 5 jobs, researching on remote jobs, and so on and so forth. This is how I was able to move through. So for me, if I had think of this is the end. No, it shouldn't have been the end. That is somebody's company, like I keep saying, somebody's business. Right? And you are helping the person grow his business. So now he says he doesn't want to work with you anymore. Why should you go and cry? Now is now opportunity for you to also explore avenues, explore opportunities, and move forward. Life has a lot of choices. Be who you want to be. Don't let the pressure from people push you down. Pressure may come, but you need to stand still. It takes intelligence, it takes pact, it takes tact to stand some of this pressure. But it's easy to stand some of this pressure. Don't listen to what they say. Don't compare yourself to people. Today, I can't imagine myself. I am true. And I'm still moving. And I'm still moving on. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and subscribe. Don't forget to comment, share, and like. If you are going through such a problem, redundancy, my advice to you, or what I want to share with you today is that it is not over. It can never be over. It is, like I told you, it's somebody's business. And you want to help the person grow the business. Now the person says he's not going to work with you anymore. Go and do your own thing. Or look for another place. I have stunned redundancy more than 5 times before I hit the age of 50. And I'm still looking fresh. I didn't let the pressure of redundancy grew around me or covered my head. I kept my head uncovered with that condition. Because I realized that nothing stays for a while. It wasn't easy. But I also got support from my family and some few friends as well. So it is important to get to understand the fact that life can come with redundancy. My first time, it wasn't that easy. Second time, I was able to take it. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, I was able to take it. Right. And I have been able to stand through these times. Up till now, I'm 50 and moving on. If I didn't sit back and reevaluate and understand the fact that I have to move on, maybe pressure would have even killed me. Like I told you earlier on, I know a friend who lost his job, and out of pressure, he got stroke and died. One to go stroke and he's bedridden. But we stand through it. We've fought hard. We've worked hard. We've stayed focused. And we are cool. I'm cool with life. I'm cool with life. And like I said earlier on, you need to understand your situation and then adjust to it. I know of one particular gentleman who have, I think, about 4 kids and also going through constant redundancy. And that is a lot of pressure for him. Because he just can't stand it. The gentleman is going through a lot. So I chose not to have a family by then. Still single. And I don't have a family. But now I think, now that I'm getting on track, I need to start a family. Right. But the point here is that if I couldn't stand this pressure, if I didn't plan, where would I be to be here doing videos for my audience? Life can be smooth and can be rough. When I was in school, university studying, I never thought I would come out of school and go through threads of redundancy. I never knew that I could go through that. So it came unexpected because I was somebody who loves learning. When I was in school, I learned a lot. I can learn for hours because I always want to pass my exams. I always wanted to pass my examination, and so I would work hard and ensure that I pass my exams. I can sit for hours and hours and hours and hours and learn. So nobody thought I would get out of school and struggle. But if, as you move through life, you don't know what is ahead of you. That is why I have always planned to ahead of time. I always plan ahead of time. And I have realized that even if you are doing well in your career, you're doing well in your endeavors, you need to plan ahead in case the unexpected comes. Right. And whoever thought I would face redundancy that much? But viewers, if you're watching, like I said earlier on, I have my new merchandise out there. They are in stores now. While you watch the video, you find that this is Godwin Shop button. Click on the button. Now I have new innovative shirts out there depicting and then showing you or as a matter of fact, accentuating your favorite African dish. If you're not an African self, you can buy one and wear. And anytime you come to Ghana, Africa, you ask of that particular food in the shirt. So if you are traveling to Ghana, get one of my shirts. And when you get to the chow bar or the restaurant, you just show the shirt to them. They're going to prepare the food for you to eat. Yeah, there it starts from as low as $22. And I'm giving $5 discount on each shirt that you buy. Rush into my shop now. Hit the subscribe button as well. Tell a friend. I have a lot more to come on this channel. Let's keep supporting me. So before I leave this live show, I like to say that if you watch me from the beginning, by now you have been encouraged. By now, if you have ever been through job loss or redundancy, or if you're home and you have nothing doing, by now you have been encouraged. Go on the internet, research. There are opportunities on the internet. Research, and you'll be able to get a business idea. You'll be able to get something doing. Don't let the pressure push you down. If you also want to do content, that's good. It's not easy, but we are all doing it. Consistency, we are putting effort into it to get to the level where we think we want to get to. We started with zero subscribers, and now I have over 1,000 and growing. And I'm hoping by the grace of God, the 4,000 watch hours by the end of March. I need to get the remaining 720 watch hours to get fully into the YouTube partner program. Watch out for more content coming up. Leave a comment. Let me know if you want me to do a particular specific kind of comment. Sorry, a particular type of content. If you think my content is okay, you can give a thumbs up and share as well. What kind of content do you want to watch on my channel? What kind of content do you love on my channel so far? Are you cool with my content? Have you shared my channel as well? There are more other ways to earn on YouTube, but I need to get to that threshold. For now, my shop, my merchandise is there. Go get one of my shirts. I have a variety of the shirts over there. Go get one of them and wear. And when you buy one of my shirts, to make sure you take a photograph of it and send it to me. You can find my email address in the description of my channel. Go to my shop and get some of my shirts. So like I was saying, before I wrap up, I would like to tell you that losing your job is not the end of your career. The world's billionaires and billionaires are entrepreneurs. They are not working for other companies. They are working in their own companies. They have rather employed other people. They make millions and billions even when they are sleeping. You go to job 9 to 5 and get paid based on 9 to 5, 8 hours of work. They get paid across the day, even when they are sleeping. They are making money. So it's an opportunity for you to think and rethink. It's not an end. I have faced it over 5 times and I survived it. You can also survive it as well. You can also survive it as well. You have to think of the opportunities that the internet have brought to us. Don't let your job lost be without a direction to move. You will stay where you are. So it is important to have a direction. Think about yourself. You don't need to consult any pastor or any prophet or any malam. It's up to you to think, sit back and rethink. The internet has a lot of information for us on everything. How to start any kind of business. I've also had the idea of even starting a travel tour guide business as well. And I got this on the internet. I have read about it and I am looking at building on it to also come up with that product. So there are a lot of opportunities out there. The only thing is that you don't have to think of income immediately. But nothing comes so swift. It takes time and effort and consistency to make it. There are opportunities, 1 in a million opportunities. So why get stuck into somebody's business, work in a toxic environment where you are always loaded with problems, you're loaded with pressure, you're loaded with all kind of. Your problem is not as big as mine. My redundancy problem was so big that I thought I couldn't manage it, but I managed it. And even now that I have moved into content, it is not easy. My first channel, 3 years, that channel has stagnated. But this very channel is doing very well, kind courtesy of you watching my video every now and then. So it is not the end. Losing your job is not the end. If you are married, you have a partner, speak to your partner, let your partner understand the fact that this is not the end. I told you about a story of a gentleman whose wife took a loan for him to start a restaurant and a pub business. And today, the business has grown to be big and they own Airbnb, guest house and accommodation businesses as well. So it is possible. For me, there's nothing like impossible when it comes to my career. In my dictionary, I have to move forward and I have to push. Connect with the right people, not those who disrespect you because you have lost your job. I connected very well with people. I rejected those who were not ready to connect with me. I connected with those who respected me, and I disconnected those who didn't want to respect me. That is how I was able to get through to overcome redundancy. I built myself a brand for myself. I stayed focused. I basically didn't get into trouble with anybody. I neglected those who didn't like me. If you don't like me, I don't like you. It's as simple as that. So I won't come close to you. Right, so I stayed within my circles and then focused on the friends who really liked and who encouraged me. And this is how far I've gone. it is better to think positively when such situations come, when you're redundant, than to think negative. Don't think about the job loss, but rather think about strategies that you can take, opportunities that you can harness. Think about opportunities that you can harness, not the job that you have lost. That is what has helped me. I was always thinking about opportunities. I was always thinking about how I could move forward. I was always thinking about how I can make things work. What opportunities do I have? Why do I need these opportunities? How can I move forward? What is the way out? Without much ado, I'd like to say thank you very much for joining me on this live breakfast. You can see I'm done with my rice and palm nut soup. And kotoju. Kotoju is simply cow knee or cow leg. It's very lean meat, very popular in my country, Ghana. Before I leave, if you are facing redundancy, like I told you, sit back, reflect, reevaluate, and respond. Think of about how you could get opportunities, research on the internet, and move forward and to think about somebody's business that you are contributing to that is his goal. That's all I have for you for today. Hit the subscribe button and subscribe. And don't forget to comment, share, like. I like to say bye bye.